What's up, Bridal Babes? I hope you're ready for another exciting episode of your favorite local wedding show, Bridal Buzz. I'm your host, Kat, and today we're joined in the studio with Monica from Hilton Palacio del Rio in downtown San Antonio. She's here to talk to us all about the benefits of a downtown wedding. So if you are looking into having your wedding in a downtown setting, this is the episode for you. And before we get going, I just want to give a quick shout out to today's sponsor, Frisia Designs. You're going to hear more about them as we go along. But with that, let's get started. Monica, thank you so much again for coming in today.
Yes.
Why don't we just start off with you telling me a little bit about you, maybe your history behind getting into the hospitality and events industry, and then what your role is at Hilton Palacio.
Sure. Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Yes.
So a little bit about my history. I originally came to San Antonio to go to school at UTSA. I graduated with a bachelor's in marketing, and while I was there, I was involved in a hospitality organization, and that was really what led me towards the whole industry.
Okay.
I really liked it from, that last year at school. Part of my kind of officer role at UTSA with that organization was to interview people in the industry. So in doing that, I was able to get my first internship at the Westin, and from there kind of was brought on full time, and then became an event manager, convention services manager. So my background with hotels started here, and from the Westin, I transferred to the W up in Hoboken, New Jersey, and then I came back to Texas.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I worked at Hotel Contessa, and then also now Hilton Palacio. So very much in touch with downtown hotels. Always have been on the catering, sales, events side.
Yeah.
And currently I'm a catering and event manager at Hilton Palacio.
Cool. What is your favorite thing about working in hotels?
I would say it's the people, both who we work with and who we work for. One of my, primarily I work with a lot of local clients who are from San Antonio or, looking to have obviously their wedding here. But I love, I also do tours, and I also, work with a lot of people visiting who are staying at the hotel. And one thing that I love hearing them say or comment on is how friendly everybody is here. And you really get to see that downtown, especially, I would say. If you need help finding directions, like, not only will they tell you, but they'll walk with you, they'll kind of, so it does.
That Southern hospitality.
Yeah, it definitely stands out, I think. And I would say that's one of the perks, is every day is different. You meet so many different people.
Yeah.
And the warmth and genuine,
that is one thing about people I've met that work in the hotel industry is like, you have to love people. You have to love interacting with people. I think it's such a big part of.
Yeah, definitely. People person, fits the role.
Yes,
well.
exactly. Yeah. So we're here today to talk about benefits of downtown weddings. Let's just give a couple of introductions to what could be the positive sides of having a wedding downtown. And maybe we can talk about some of the negative sides, but we really want to focus on what are the best reasons to have your wedding downtown.
I would say, it definitely showcases our city perfectly, in my opinion, because you get that perfect combination of, like, the old, the history behind it, with all of the new and up and coming kind of eateries, and again with the people that are going to surround your special day. I think it's the perfect backdrop, to have. It's that quintessential San Antonio is having it downtown.
Yes.
So I think that's it definitely adds value to what you'll remember, and then also your out of town guests,
right.
It'll be an experience for them as well.
And I think for people who don't live in San Antonio, they think about maybe Fiesta Texas, SeaWorld, the Alamo, but there's just so much more history waiting for them to explore in downtown San Antonio. And something I love about San Antonio is how much they work to preserve that history and make it so that people can continue seeing that from here on out. That's something I haven't seen in other cities here in Texas that I've lived in. So I really do appreciate that about San Antonio. Right. Besides the backdrop, what about the ability to be staying in the venue you're going to be getting married in, or the couple that you're visiting is going to be getting married in, things like that.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a huge plus, I would say, because a lot of brides and grooms think about that day of, but it really starts the night before. You know, you have to be settled in. You don't want to be scrambling anywhere, worrying about like getting from here to there. Even, you know, when you start hair and makeup, you have to think about that too. You can't just book the room for the night of the wedding. You would need to do it the day before. That way you have it early the next day, you know. So lots of those little details, you know, it's a big convenience once you're in. You know, you're there, we'll take care of you, and it's easier to...
Yeah, and I feel like if I were a bride in full hair and makeup, the less traveling I have to do in that, the better. So getting ready on location and knowing like I can sleep there the night before, I can sleep there that night. I love that about a hotel downtown wedding. Let's talk a little bit about Hilton Palacio, their location, the benefits of that, your hotel specifically, what it offers to brides and grooms getting married and the guests that will be attending those weddings.
Yeah. So at Hilton Palacio, well, first of all, there's so much history with this particular property. A lot of people, you know, don't know, but if you do the river barge rides, they'll kind of touch on it. But it was built originally in 1968, and they were building it in hopes that they would have it ready for the World's Fair. And it was done within 202 working days.
Wow.
So, it was, you know, the first, you know, kind of very kind of high structure like that was right across from Hemisphere.
Okay.
And kind of fun fact, the rooms were built and furnished off property. So they were built 7 miles away and then transported and stacked on top of each other.
Yes, I
kind
remember
of like Legos.
Like shipping container style, like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the start of the property is very, you know, unique and genuine and kind of has its own...
quirky.
Yeah. So, you know, when I do tours and meet couples and things, the first thing I'll ask is, you know, have you been here before? And it's kind of unique because a lot of times they'll say, I haven't, but... you know, my grandfather used to work here, or I've been to one event. You know, there's so much history, so many events have been held there in the past that people have a little bit of contact with it, right, or touch with it. And then the hotel itself, it's very traditional. It's got 485 rooms. We have several event spaces, 5 that can accommodate small to large weddings. Our largest ballroom is it's about 5,700 square feet.
Wow. How many people can fit in that?
So I've done up to 420 since I've been here so far, but we can accommodate up to 500.
With the dance floor and everything in there too?
Actually, no, sorry. With the dance floor, I've done more of like 250, 300.
Okay. That's a great number.
Yeah, but we also have 2 junior ballrooms, and those are located on the top floor, on the 22nd floor. So one room has like the panoramic views of the city, which is really nice.
Gorgeous views.
Yeah.
You can see the Tower of Americas. What else can you see from those?
You can see La Vita. You can even see, you know, a little bit of the Riverwalk and just kind of the whole downtown.
It's like,
scene.
This is San Antonio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we have another one also on that same floor that has windows kind of in the back as well. So, and a lot of times when I'm giving the tours, you know, it's during the daytime. I have the meeting lights on. But when you think about it, in the evening, you get that sun setting, you know. It's kind of a completely different vibe. So,
so you guys have the indoor, the outdoor.
Yes. So we have one outdoor area. It's called the Terrace Garden. That's also, a lot of people don't know we have that. It's on the 5th floor, and it's an open air kind of area. We have with a gazebo.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
and those lights. Oh, I love that.
Yeah, like those old kind of
street lights.
So that faces the city side, and it has a great view of the Tower of Americas. So although it's not on the river, it's still got a great backdrop. A lot of people use it for pictures or portraits, and you can decorate it, you know, very creatively out there. We've done string lights, and we've had groups have musicians and just cocktails out there. Beautiful. It's very, you know, flexible. So.
And guest accommodations on site, right? So that's perfect. And what kind of perks do you have for brides and grooms? Do they get a room included that night, the night before?
Yeah. So for this year, actually, we're doing one of our packages includes a complimentary night for the bride and groom, and it would include a river upgrade for them.
Fancy.
Yeah. And then we also offer 2 rooms at a discounted rate of $99 for parents of the bride and parents of the groom. So and those include complimentary parking as well. So
Convenient.
Yes. So we have that. And then if they're looking for a ceremony, location, we can do a discounted rental on the ceremony location. Specifically, the terrace garden is a popular one because we always have a weather backup just in case. But it is very, very pretty out there, and we can do the aisle and comfortably seat, I would say, up to 80 to 100 people outside.
Oh, cool.
So...
Okay, before we keep going, Bridal Babes, I just want to give a quick shout out to today's sponsor, Frisia Designs. This incredible floral and decor company is here in San Antonio and is ready to help elevate your wedding, whether it be simple or super extravagant. Jessica there is ready to help you, so check them out on sanantonioweddings.com. That's Frisia Designs. All right, let's keep going. So if you were talking to a bride, a groom, mother of the bride, planner about things they need to keep in consideration about having a downtown wedding, what are some things that you would throw out there to them?
I would say, definitely, we can do it all kind of for them in one package. We can accommodate the guest rooms, we can accommodate the valet parking, we can do not only the ceremony and the reception, but we also book, rehearsal dinners or like a post-wedding brunch. That kind of thing. If they have gift bags, we can do, those deliveries or hand those out as well. And, it is, I would say, traffic and parking is always a factor, but once you're in,
once you're there, you're there.
Right. Yeah. And we have a great team. We have a great valet team and just ops team. And as I said, like a lot of them have been there for years with the property. So the service is going to be really good.
Right.
All the bartending, all the
catering too, right?
Service. Yes.
Talk to me a little bit about the catering on site at Hilton.
Yeah. So the catering. So the Hilton actually has several outlets. So we have our restaurant, River's Edge. We have our lobby bar, which you can order food and beverages at. And then we have Coffee Cupboard, which is also located on the lobby level.
Oh, cute.
And then a lot of people don't know, but the hotel owns Dirty Nelly's. So that is one of our outlets as well. And we're in the middle of doing construction. We're opening up a pizzeria / wine bar.
Sign me up.
which should be done. They're doing construction now, but it should be done pretty soon.
Oh my gosh.
Later this year.
Like 2 of my favorite things in life.
Yeah. So all of those things, in addition to the catering for the banquet private functions, it all comes from one kitchen, so there's a lot going on. But the good thing is that, if any wedding couples want to incorporate, I've had a couple of Irish themed wedding, that if you want to incorporate the Dirty Nelly's food or the new menu from the pizzeria, we can do that.
Cool.
We've got a really great culinary team. So.
Cool. Mm-hmm. What are some recommendations you give to people having a downtown wedding for things to do, maybe things to recommend to their guests, just how to spend their time while they're there?
Yeah, so definitely right outside our door is, aside from the Riverwalk, there is La Villita.
Okay.
So I would recommend, kind of taking a stroll down La Villita, all those unique shops. Another popular, kind of item that I point out is the river barges, because that's kind of very unique. And you can book a private barge that the hotel can cater. So whether it just be cocktails or hors d'oeuvres or chips or a full plated dinner, we can do that.
Do people use that for rehearsal dinners, cocktail hours? Is that a thing? How long is that barge trip?
Yeah, so they have a couple of different options. So we can book either one or 2 hours. Usually it's about an hour.
Cool.
And depending what type of boat you book, you can do kind of cocktail style seating on the boat, or it can be at one long kind of dining table.
Oh, fun.
So that would, kind of dictate how many people you can have on each barge.
That is so San Antonio.
Yeah.
If you're bringing in a lot of people from out of town, they're going to really enjoy doing that.
Yeah. I would say it's definitely popular for a welcome drinks with tour,
Love that.
welcome cocktails.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can make it a fun, like a bridal shower, or, we can make it kind of the drinks before the rehearsal dinner kind of thing, before they go into the space. We've done that as well. So
cool.
Yeah, and it picks up and drops off right at our at our dock, right by the restaurant.
Yeah, it's perfectly located right by the Hilton Palacio. What else besides the barges? What can people do? Are there things in walking distance or?
Yeah, so that's what I love. Everything is kind of within walking distance. There's La Vida, the barges. There's Hemisphere Park is right across from us, so lots of cool things to see and eat.
Fairs and markets and things.
Yeah. And also Market Square isn't too far from us as well. So that would be a nice, little walk, but you can definitely take a stroll down there and get a feel for all of the food and just all the different vendors that we have.
So last question, what kind of weddings do you see happening downtown versus the kind of weddings you might see happening a little bit further out in the hill country?
I would say we've definitely done a mix, working with a lot of our vendors. Frisia Designs is a good partner of ours. I would say we've done a lot of, this past year, kind of traditional receptions. We've done a lot of really elegant, nice traditional. I would say we do have, not so much of like the farm style, or kind of like rustic. Yeah, right. But we also have one space that I didn't mention before is the pavilion. So that building, it's a historical building that the hotel owns and operates, and it's located across the street.
Oh, okay.
So for the couples that are looking for that rustic feel, I would say that's the perfect space for them, because
the best of both worlds.
Yeah, yeah. It's not in the hotel, but we do have weddings there. And cool. It has 2 different levels, kind of a lot of wood. We have another smaller space called the Stetson that has a view of the Riverwalk and kind of like a more speakeasy vibe to it as well. So I've seen a mix, but I would say a lot of kind of elegant traditional recently. So
yes, cool. Yeah. Is there any other piece of advice, anything you want to leave with the couples or anyone listening today?
I would say, well, first piece of advice, I would say go with your gut. It usually doesn't steer you wrong when you're shopping for, your wedding theme, your whatever that might be, the wedding theme, the number of people you're going to have in the party, just all of that. I would say, definitely downtown, at the Hilton would be a great option, just because we do it all for you. Your package will come with a menu tasting with our executive chef that we plan. So you really do get to be a big part, like, in all the planning process. And, we have a great team that will take care of their wedding there. So.
Amazing, Monica. Thanks again so much for coming in today.
Thank you for having us.
So if our bridal babes wanted to find you guys online, where's the best place for them to do that?
Yeah, definitely go to Hilton Palacio main website. We're also featured on San Antonio Weddings. We have an Instagram page. We have a Facebook page. Any of those channels will get them to the right contact person, and definitely, call the main number as well and ask for me. I'm in the catering department.
Perfect. Ask for Monica, Hilton Palacio del Rio, for the perfect downtown San Antonio wedding, okay? And before you go, Monica, I just wanted to give you a quick gift to thank you for coming in. This is a Nicole Mara jewelry cleaning kit.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much.
Her jewelry is beautiful, and this kit is an amazing go-to for cleaning earrings, rings, whatever you need. It's high quality, and
this is great. Thank you so much.
Of course.
Perfect for cleaning engagement rings.
Yes,
and wedding rings.
right? Okay. And don't forget, Bridal Babes, the buzz doesn't have to stop here. We're everywhere online. Find us where you please. We'll be there. And don't forget today's sponsor, Frisia Designs. Find them on sanantonioweddings.com. And of course, our special guest of the day, Monica from Hilton Palacio del Rio. So if you're looking for a downtown San Antonio wedding, I hope this helped you finalize that idea. And I hope to hear you contacting Monica soon. So we're just going to wave at this camera and say bye.
Bye.